The Tony-winning musical Parade is back on stage telling the true story of Leo Frank, a Jewish man wrongly accused of murder in 1913 Georgia. It's powerful, emotional, and now playing at the Hobby Center. Actress Jenny Hickman joins us to share what it's like being part of this incredible production and her personal connection to it. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's first start off with, there's a thing in theater called an understudy. Well, you were an understudy for a quick second last night, but you became it on stage. Explain to people who might not be familiar with theater what an understudy is.
Yeah, so there's many different roles in the show, and I actually am on stage every night. I play a principal role, but I do cover the main role, the main female role.
Because the show must go on.
The show must go on. So if somebody gets sick or injured, or if people have family obligations, any reason a person would need to miss a day of work for any other job, we have covers. There are 2 covers in the building for every principal role, and we get to go on whenever things happen.
You stepped in last night. You had to be ready to go, which is why you always got to know what's going on there. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit. You're born in Livingston, New Jersey. You grew up in Satellite Beach, Florida. Your parents met, though, at the Houston Grand Opera and got married here in Houston.
They did, yeah. They both had careers here in Texas as opera singers, and they retired from the opera before I was born. My mom is now a rabbi, but so cool. Yeah, so they got married here in Houston at Temple Beth Israel.
Yeah, so music was a part of your life for sure.
Yes, big time. Yeah, I owe everything to them.
It was, because it's interesting, because sometimes we have kids who say to their parents, I want to go in the arts, and they're like, honey, that's a passion, that's a hobby. You got to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, you did major in college in musical theater, right? But you also majored in psychology.
Yes.
And right now you're working on?
Yeah, so I'm working towards my master's in clinical social work now. I think a lot of artists, just the nature of the work, we have to be multi-hyphenates, and so many people do a range of different things, and I think that all feeds our art. And for me, that is working in the mental health field in some capacity.
But it so fits in what you're doing too, because what is theater really all about? What is, movies, all that? When you're trying to deliver a message and develop characters, that's what it is.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's just stories. It's sort of 2 sides of the same coin, I think. It's understanding human beings and why people do the things that they do, why events happen in our lives, how things can sort of combine into the stories that we share with each other. And yeah, it's been a very interesting experience to combine those 2 worlds in some way.
Yeah, other things you've done, of course, Hello Dolly, the Thanksgiving play. You were also on Law and Order SVU as a guest appearance. Doing TV is so much different from doing live theater. I've actually had a chance to also do both. I did a TV show for a minute and then doing theater. And theater to me is just, there's something magical about it.
I agree. Yeah, you get the feedback from the audience in real time, which is so special. We really get a chance to be in community with the people that come to see us, whereas with television, you're not really, it's a little bit more anonymous. You're not sure who's out there watching.
Yeah, and plus you gotta wait for stuff to be edited.
Yeah, that too.
right, and then you go, oh, that's why we were doing that. Oh, that's what I was looking at, right?
Yeah, you maybe not have as much control. The editor kind of gets to control what it looks like, but with theater, it's kind of laid bare on stage in front of people.
As an actor, you get your role and you study it and you figure out how to do it to the best of its ability, and then every now and then you run across something that has much more of a personal impact on you. You are a proud Jewish woman. You mentioned that your mom's a rabbi. I think some people don't realize that women can be rabbi in the Jewish faith. You're a liturgy educator. You teach the understanding of Judaism. You often lead prayer services, and because you have a beautiful voice, you're also a cantor at times, right?
Yeah.
What do you think one of the biggest misconceptions, because we certainly know that Jews are certainly going through it around the world and in the United States as well. What do you think one of the biggest misconceptions is?
That's a great question. I think just like with any group of people, Jewish people are not a monolith. There's so many different types, different sects of Judaism, and I think that it's very easy to fall into stereotype. People think of like have an image in their head when they think of a Jewish person. Sometimes just like it's kind of human nature to do that often. But we are all very different, and I think that's something that I really hope that people can learn. The more you're exposed.
Different, but want the same things that any human being wants.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
It's like, said, protect my family. Let me have joy. Let me have
Yeah, and we've experienced persecution in history all in different parts of the world, and that's something that I think binds us to other groups of people that have also experienced persecution. And I think
Because it seems like there's a depending on, you go through history, you're right, and there's a different decade, there's a different group of people to hate, for whatever reason at the time.
Yeah, and rather than comparing and contrasting, I think it's great to join in solidarity with other groups of people that have experienced persecution in some capacity, whether it's in this country or in other times in history.
Which is how we've moved forward on things.
Absolutely.
All right. Tell us about the original parade, musical parade, and then it had a revival now that we're talking about. It's won many awards as well, and how it touches your life personally.
Wow. Yeah. This show really was kind of a formative show for me in my understanding of musical theater and what it can really do and how powerful.
Even before you played the role now, right?
Oh yeah. When I was a kid, the original Broadway production was in 1998. So I was a kid when the cast recording came out, and I remember listening to it and just kind of being mind blown. It's a true story. So it is a true story about a situation of anti-Semitism in the South and how it affects this family's life, this man's life. And I remember seeing a lot of myself as a Jewish girl that was growing up in the South. I understood the feeling of othering that Leo and Lucille Frank experience, and it meant a lot to me that it was being portrayed in that way in a show like this.
Yeah. Wrongly accused, and sometimes we know when someone who is already looked at sideways is wrongly accused, a lot will be done to try to prove the case, whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the theme is in this musical, and it's something that anybody, so take the religion part out of it, take the South out of it, whatever, anybody can relate to. What if you were wrongly accused about something, and what it does to tear up a family and tear up a community?
Absolutely. A parade ultimately is an American true crime story. And I think that so many people are interested in true crime. It's a huge point of interest for a lot of people. You see these documentaries coming out all the time about different cases. So yeah, I think that there's a natural human curiosity about like what happens. What would you do if you were in a situation like this where you were accused of a crime that you didn't commit, and how would you handle it, and how would your community treat you as a result of that? It's an important question I think a lot of people are curious about.
It's interesting when you have such a heavy topic, you say it's a musical, but the two things do go together, because lots of things that critics have said about this one is that the music is so good and so strong and so powerful.
Yeah, my hot take about this show is that it is one of the best musical scores in contemporary musical theater history. I really feel that way. I think it is some of the best music that you'll hear. It's unbelievable what Jason Robert Brown has done. And people, to your point before about like something like this being a musical, people think about musical comedies and the sort of jazz hands of it all. But when you think about like a song and where it comes in the place of a show, it comes when it's done well in a dramatic context. It comes at a point when the emotion is so heavy that words are no longer enough. You have to sing, and I think that Alfred Urie's script combined with Jason Robert Brown's music does that here beautifully. The music just swells in these like deeply emotional moments, and it's really powerful.
Well, it reaches people in a different way. That message is So rounding out, what message do you hope people walk away with? Because when you have any good, production, it doesn't end when the curtains draw. People take it out and have conversations about it. What conversations do you hope people have?
Absolutely. I mean, this show means a lot to a lot of people. Obviously, the themes of anti-Semitism are very present, but I think that we can go even further than that and take a look at how our justice system and who really gets the right to a fair trial, and how does bias impact the functioning of our justice system? How does bias impact our political landscape? How does it impact communities? I think that there are a lot of different groups of people who have experienced something like this, and my best hope is that people leave sort of asking how we can do better, how we can move forward in a way that's truly equitable for all people.
Well, thank you for being a part of that process.
Thank you.
In an entertaining way that reaches people. All right, you can catch Parade now through Sunday at the Hobby Center. To purchase your tickets, visit greatdayhouston.com and we will connect you.